welcome to Opal&Mint. I am Ashley, and today I'm going to be testing out yet another brand of watercolor paints, and I am a little nervous about this one, I've got to say, and I'm nervous for two reasons. One, I mentioned that I bought this, I think it was in my haul video, and people's comments about this brand of paint have been really negative. Not just like it's not great, but like really negative. And somebody even said, return it now, I'm trying to save you. So now I'm like, how bad can this be? But then I'm also nervous because since I'm going into this already expecting it to be bad, what if it's like not as bad and I like it, and then people are like, how could you like that? Like, I don't know, my brain is full of things right now. So I'm curious to try this paint out. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Jen Crafts, and it's a very, very affordable paint. It is a set of 50 tube paints, and it was, man, how much was this thing? Let me look it up real quick so I know. A set of 24 of them is $6.67. The 50 paints is $17.18. $17 for 50 colors. Makes sense that it would be awful, but I want to see just how bad. If it's as bad as some like kitty craft paint from Walgreens, or is it usable? Is it workable? And also, I also do want to mention 50 colors. Nobody needs that many. I'm not saying that you can't have that many and use that many, but you don't need that many. I say 24 is like your set, and you can mix colors from that. But 50 paints, 50. Okay, before I keep going, I poured these into pans several days ago. I only had 42 pans, so the last 8 colors I'm gonna have to squirt out and paint with that from a palette. But yeah, let's go ahead, turn this camera around, and paint some things. Obviously, I'm gonna swatch them all, but I am definitely gonna paint and see if these are really as bad as I've been hearing about. All right, so here are 42 of the paints, and here are the rest of them that I will swatch out as well. But first of all, let me talk about what they were like to fill the pans up with. It's funny, they look like they have shrunk in the, oh wow, it's not set yet. Oh wow. I poured these, what is today? I think I did this Sunday or Saturday, and today is Tuesday. So they've had at least 2 full days, and they are not set, like at all. But they're starting to crack already. This is interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed through the swatching process just because there are so many colors. And then I'll start talking about them when I paint something. But I want to get them swatched so I can go ahead and start getting a feel for these paints. And so let's just watch this color go on this page to some pretty music. And then from there, we'll paint something and I'll start talking about them. But let's, I think I do want to get my initial reaction though. I'm going to swatch one color that looks pretty. And then, oh, okay. Whoa, yeah, this is not set at all. Okay. All right, so let's, some color down. All right, so let's speed through this process. That is so weird. I've never had a paint do that. You know what? I am starting to understand people's comments already. Oh. Oh, that's just weird texture. You know what? These aren't even worth swatching all of them. Like, this is a waste of my time. Every single one of them is the same texture. So I'm going to be able to tell you quite well how they don't work. Yeah, I'm just kind of bouncing around now and swatching a couple of different colors. But yeah, let's talk about these swatches. Before I even start trying to paint something, which the texture of these is unlike anything I have ever used in a watercolor, and this is not a good thing. So they haven't set yet, and I'm sure that they will set. They kind of look like they'll separate from the plastic and fall out. They're gummy, like it almost feels like you're trying to paint with almost cured Jell-O. Like, these are Jell-O that's not quite set, and then you're trying to paint with that Jell-O. Like, the texture of it is, it's gummy, it's not, and it's not really that pigmented. This one red was pretty pigmented. I want to see, I'm going to take of these colors that I haven't put into a pan. I want to take this is raw umber, and I'm going to put it directly on the paper, and I want to feel the texture of it not partially set, to see. Yeah, that's it's gummy. It's so gummy. That is so weird. It's like tempera had a baby with Jell-O. That's just strange. Okay, so there's Jen Crafts. This makes me not, I was trying to go into this, and I honestly thought they weren't going to be as bad as people were saying, just because I had it built up in my head that they were going to be awful. So for them to be disappointing to me with that mindset going into it, that is saying something. So I'm going to get out some paper. I don't want to waste cotton paper on these, but I do want to see if they perform any better on cotton. So, whoops, I'm going to put that travesty aside. And I'm going to get a little piece of cotton paper. I don't want to waste a big one. I'm going to use my expensive stuff, but it's a scrap piece, so that's totally fine. This is probably some of the best watercolor paper that I've ever used. This is actually Fabriano's. It only comes in giant sheets. You can't buy this any other way. But it's the soft press paper. It's the only one I've ever heard of. There's cold press, hot press, but this is soft pressed. So I'm actually doing like a giant painting on this. But I have a scrap from it, and I want to paint on that. So I'm going to try and paint some flowers. Let's just dive in. Let's do this. Let's attempt this. Okay. I'm going to zoom in, and we are going to try to make a masterpiece out of half cured Jell-O. All right. So what kind of flower should I do? Let's just, the colors are pretty, but they look so unappetizing. And I know that's a weird thing to say about watercolors, but they just look like, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to go in with this color. I don't know what color this is. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. Oh, the texture is just disgusting. Let me water this up a little bit. Okay, when they're watered down, when they're like light, they're workable. So let me see if we can like do some light layers here. But like even in the brush, it looks, I want you to see this. I want you to see this. There you are. I don't know if you can see the texture of that All right, so I'm just gonna, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. These are workable. We're gonna make them work, okay? Let's make this a really big flower here. See what happens if we try to get some darker. Okay, I mean, it's paint. Let's take a little bit of green. Let's see if they mix. Not really. Okay, so there's that. I want to take this gray. Again, this one has not been poured into a pan. I'm just going to take a little bit of it and see what this looks like. Oh, do you see this texture of this paint though? That's not a pleasing texture. So until you've like watered it down and ungummed it, it's just not workable. And then at that point, it's really thin. It's a pretty gray after it's watered down. Interesting. Okay, I want to add a little bit of this dark color here. Okay, so there's that. Okay, let's try another thing. Let's try another something here. What I'm going to do next is when I'm testing out paints, I like to try different techniques and see how things work. So I'm going to do a flat wash of a blue. I'm going to take whatever this is. That's just gummy. So gummy. Let's see if I can flat wash this. Powdery blue here. Yeah, this is just awful. Don't buy this. I understand the comments of return it now. Yeah. This actually might be one that I do want to return. Like, I don't return. When I do stuff for videos, I don't really like to return things. This is that bad that I might do it. I feel like I need a little bit more dark. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right, so we got some blue down. Now I'm going to take a paper towel and see how this lifts and does a sky. Well, it lifts, most definitely. I'm doing a sky this way. I'm painting sideways. You can't tell. I'm not really sure why I did that. But it's just what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's not bad. That doesn't look bad to me. But again, it's very, very light wash. This is the deepest blue. So let me see. Let's see how dark I can get this. Kind of mix this up and get that gumminess out. Oh, there was paint down in the brush. Oh, look at this. Look at this paint. Look at this paint. Oh. Okay. Let's do a little bit more fluffy lifting here. I mean, that's a sky. That, again, it's sideways. That worked. It's workable. It's not pleasurable paint though. Like it's not something I'm enjoying using. Let me get a different brush out. Let's see here. Definitely not something I'm enjoying using. Okay, let's use, scooch over again. Let's go in with some, I want to see what this like hot pink, like it's maybe supposed to be an opera pink. Let's see what this looks like. It just like the gumminess gets stuck in the brush even. And again, I don't know once this sets if it has any better of a texture. If you've used these, please tell me. But let me try painting a rose. With this bright pink. Oh, yeah, that, again, it's like tempera and half set Jello. You can paint with it, but I don't recommend it. I think that's where that's gonna land. Oh, look at this. Are you ready? Ugh. Oh, it's kind of nauseating looking. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be this bad. I mean, it has some like texture in it if you want that look. I mean, okay. Try another one again that's not like half set, because I wonder if part of the gumminess is because it's half set. I don't know. Let's get some yellow ochre. Oh, wow. I squirted, nothing came out. Nothing's coming out. Air came out. Where's the paint? Oh my gosh. It came out the back end and it's like, looks like poop on my hands. That's so gross. It literally feels like baby poop. And yes, I'm a mother, so I know what that feels like. That specific color doing that too just did not help the situation. I poked a little hole and it came out the back. I don't even care. I seriously just want to throw these in the trash. Okay, so I'm gonna take this that's spilled on my rose. Let's look at this texture some more. Okay, it's like I've said, it's usable, but just barely. And it's not gonna do all the things you want a watercolor to do. It's just not. Let's see what happens when I stick two wet on wets. Colors into each other. Let's get some red, tap it in. Yeah, it doesn't move like I want it to. Let's just drop some water on it. I mean, you can make it move with enough water. Kind of. Okay. I'm done with this. I'm honestly just done with gin. I don't want anything from Gin Crafts ever again just because of this. Ugh. Who have I heard say something about Gin Crafts and that something was good? Maybe it was a brush or something. I've heard the name Gin Crafts from a YouTuber that they liked. And that's why when I saw the brand, I was like, oh, I've heard that name, so let me try it. Okay. So Jen Crafts watercolor tubes, I'm gonna say is a no for me. They're workable, but just. And I don't want, it's an art supply that is more hindering and is not conducive to the creative process for me. I like the sky. It's not the best. Oh, there goes the poop paint. Gross. But even on this fantastic paper, the first flower I did, when you start putting, if you try to put any thicker paint on than super watery, it has this texture on there. And here, the paint, like it's gummy, it's gummy, it's gummy. I don't like it. That's it. I don't like the paint. I might be returning this, although $17, I mean, it's not like I wasted a ton of money. Hopefully by trying this out, you won't waste your money. And for those who commented for me to return it and told me it was awful, you are 100% correct. I should have known 50 paints for $17. Quality's not gonna be there. I'm gonna test out CSY next, I think. I was debating between that one and this one, and although I've heard a few negative things about that too, but I have a feeling it's gonna be light years better than this, so. But that is it for this video. I hope that you have a wonderful Christmas, and if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you want to see our future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. I hope that you have focus on the face. It was not that much. Jen Craft watercolor. I feel like I haven't looked at the camera at all during all that intro, but that's okay. It's a lot of paint. Kylie, I'm in the middle of testing out possibly the worst paint that I've ever seen in my life. I was trying to squirt it out. It ended up squirting out the backside and got it all over my hands, and it literally looks like baby poop.